All right, this video is going to go over 3.4 notes, which is how to write quadratic functions when you're just given like a vertex and a xy coordinate. So they want us to start out with just remembering how to do it with a linear function here. So if you remember linear, we use y equals mx plus b, okay? And they give us the slope here. That's your m. So now I have y equals 5x plus b, but I still don't know what B is. So the way you do this is they're going to give you an XY coordinate that you can plug in for X and for Y. So it would look like this. Y is now 8. So it's 8 equals 5 was my slope times my X value. Well, the X value is now 3. And then I have plus B, and B is what I'm solving for. Then you just go solve this. So you got 8 equals 15 plus b, subtract 15. You get b equals -7. So your final answer is y equals 5x minus 7. So that's how you do it with linear. Now for quadratic, it's a little different. We're not using y equals mx plus b. We're going to be using y equals a parentheses x minus h squared plus k, where your vertex is your hk. All right, so let's look at this first one. I know my vertex, so that's all I'm going to fill in right now. For it to throw an h value of 3, it would have to say x minus 3 inside that parentheses. And then your k value doesn't lie or anything, so it's just plus 2. So I'm at least this far. Now the problem is I don't know what letter A has a value of. So you do this really similar to what we just did. Basically, you're going to be given an XY coordinate to plug in for X and for Y. So it's going to look like this. Y is now -6 equals, we don't know what A is. X is now 5. And so now I just plugged in my XY and I just have to go solve this a little bit. So let's work through it. 5 minus 3 is 2. Okay, now the square comes next. So 2 squared is 4. So this part, it's a times that. So it becomes 4 times a, or a times 4, same thing. Then you have your plus 2 at the end. And now it's a pretty simple equation to go solve. Just subtract 2 before you divide. So you're at -8 equals 4a. Now you can divide by 4 and get a equals -2. But just like the first one, that's not your answer. Your answer is the entire equation. So y equals -2 x minus 3 squared plus 2. In your final answer, you need to leave xy as xy. Okay, let's look at another. So go ahead and set up most of your equation. You don't know what a is, but for your vertex to throw a -1 on the x, it would have to say x plus 1 squared. And then for it to be a 5 on your y, it's just a plus 5. All right, now go plug in your xy coordinate for x and for y. So it'd look like this. 8's now my y value. We don't know what a is. X is now 0. All right, now just work through the algebra. So 8 equals a times 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 squared is 1 times a. I get 1a there. And now I can just subtract 5. And I get a is 3. So my final answer is y equals 3 x plus 1 squared plus 5. Okay, and then this last one, same thing. So go ahead and set up your equation. You don't know what a is, but for your vertex to throw an x value of +3, it would have to say x minus 3 squared. And then for a -3 on your y there, it would be -3. All right, and now I'm plugging in this XY coordinate for X and for Y. So it'd look like this, -7 equals, we don't know what A is. X is now 2. And then I just have to work through this algebra. So 2 minus 3 is -1. -1 squared becomes +1 times A. This is 1A. And then just add 3 to cancel that -3. And you get A, 1A, same thing, equals -4. So your final answer is Y equals -4 X minus 3 squared minus 3. So basically set up what you know, but leave the letters Y, A, and X. You'll be searching for the letter A. And so that means you'll plug in an XY coordinate for your X and Ys. And then you just got to go solve for A. So that's how you do that. Hope this video helped.